everybody, welcome to Mascota. Today we're going to try to internally wire the ape hangers. Check it out. Okay, so we're going to try, the goal today is to try to get these wires to sit inside of the bars for a much cleaner look. I think the bars are wide enough to fit these. It looks like they are. It'll just be a matter of fishing it through. The one other thing that we need to consider is these additional wires that go to the brake and the clutch, as well as the little wiring harness that's going in there. We'll need to tuck that back inside and run it through there. So let's begin with the throttle first and see if we can reroute the cables. I took the throttle assembly off. The one thing we need to look at is, so right now the cables are all clamped down with this little bracket here, as well as they seem to be zip tied to a plastic piece. So that would be pretty easy to just remove and then move the wire back up through here and then inside the bar. In terms of how we're going inside the bars are pre-drilled, so we have holes here. The first thing I'm going to try before fiddling with this is I'm going to take off the bullet connector and try to actually feed the wire through, just to see if this hunk here can actually pass through. So let's try that. Okay, so what I've done is I took some spare wire and I electrical taped some zip ties to the ends of it, clipping off the actual little clipping mechanism just to create some stiffness, and I fished it through. And I've taped the actual cable to it. I just tested it. The clumpy bit here does actually fit within the bar. So now I'm just gotta figure out how to reroute things up here, and I can fish everything through. Okay, so we have the cable fished through, nice and clean. I had to drill another hole at the bottom to get the cables for the front brake switch, and as you can see, I haven't pulled the throttle assembly on completely yet, just because I need to extend these so that I can plug them into right here before I push this any further. Otherwise this will disappear into the hole. As you can see, there's probably another inch or so, and then there's only about an inch, so I need to extend these. So let's extend them and then we'll look at the other side. For the other side, I'm assuming I will likely have to do the same thing, except on this side I think I might be a little bit luckier because these are on a clip that I can take out the pins on. On the other one I couldn't figure out how to take the pins out. That's why I had to cut it. And I think even if I didn't cut it, it wouldn't have been long enough. So yeah, we'll probably need to see if we need to extend these. We'll likely need a hole here as well. But nevertheless, things seem to fit quite well, and it is going to be possible to internally wire the ape hangers. At the end, I'll just need to remove this, put the clip back on, or the connector, fish it down through here and into here, and plug it into the other connector. And we should have nice clean handlebars, internally wired. But before we can continue, we need to extend that cable. Okay, cable is extended. Now let's fish everything through, assemble this, plug everything in, and this side should be done. Alright, everything's assembled, throttle's working. We'll probably need to adjust it once I put the bars back up. Cable is fished through and it's plugged in at the bottom. So now let's do the other one. Okay, so we have the wire fished through. or my fishing line rather, and I have the actual terminal or cluster, and it's taped to this. I've taken off the connectors at the end so I can slim it down a little bit. Now, because we have this bigger chunk here that seems to have a little bit more edges, what I'll do is I'm going to add some grease on this cable, or right around this area, so that it slips through the bar a little bit better, so we don't have as much problems fishing it. And yeah, I still need to drill a hole to get the little extra cables out, and I think they might be able to fit through like this, but let's see. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Okay, right side buttons are in. Cables are already through. This one actually we didn't need to drill another hole. I ended up being able to fit right through here, so that should be good. Cables are out and fished through. I just need to, because this was a much thicker cable, I did end up ripping off some of the tips, so I need to grab some new tips. Some of these got deformed, so I'll need to replace a bunch of them. Put on the connectors, and we should be good to stand this thing back up and check it out. Okay, plugs are restored. We just gotta plug them in, tuck everything under, and we're in business. Okay, and after everything has been tucked in, we have no other cables other than the clutch, throttle, and front brake line. Quite happy with this. It's all tucked away, down under. Pretty clean look. Pretty happy. Guys, that was it for this episode. We got the cape hangers now internally wired. So it's a nice clean look. Make sure to subscribe, click the little bell for notifications when new videos become available. Follow me on Instagram, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.